Okay, now this is where we're going to get a little bit more interesting. So we just did the valve covers, took them off, um, removed the throttle body intake piece from across, do the valve covers, clean up the area, put new gasket, lay them back down, remove spark plugs, clean out the galley, yeah, from all that excessive oil, let it drain down. Spray a little brake cleaner down in there, blow it out if you can. Once you start the car, there's going to be a puff of smoke. You're going to have to run the car until all that smoke is clear. Yeah. And no matter how long it's sitting there, it's just sitting there. So don't think that it's going to evaporate out. No, it's just sitting there. The only way we're going to remove those oil from below the spark plug is to start the car and have it burn off. All right. Now we're going up in the air. We're going to remove our radiator. You're going to need your catch can under there. Put it to drain. There is a drain plug on the radiator itself. Put it to drain. All right. Um, yeah. Now, if you zoom in, you can see this ton of oil. Yeah, ton of oil, ton of oil. See it? This thing was leaking so badly it saturated the alternator and burnt out the brushes. Yeah. So you start from up top, the valve cover. Gravity only tells you that oil can only travel one way, and that's down the bottom. All right. So here's your radiator and the fan. There's our drain plug. This guy here, we're gonna want to unplug him. I believe the plug is somewhere around here like this. Yeah. One of these things is that say you push it. Oh, up top. Yeah. Okay. So it's up top. Squeeze and pull. All right. This guy, these two guys here also. Yeah, you see him? We want to disconnect these two guys here also. Yeah. One second there. Okay. Transmission lines. Transmission coolant line. Transmission coolant. Transmission coolant. Cool. This is the lines that transmission fluid travels through to the radiator so that it can cool or stay cool. Yeah, it has to have a temperature too. All right, so just wiggle it. All right. It's gonna make a mess, but we are going to avoid that. All right, clamp it. Okay, cap off this end. Put my little trusty stop thing in here. There we go. Now we know that so this guy won't leak. Meanwhile, my it was draining while we were doing spark plugs. It was draining. Yeah. Do the same thing for this side. Yeah. Okay. We'll pull them off. Now these are very important. The space between the crank pulley and the fan shroud. Not enough space for you to get that bolt off. Yeah. I'm breaking it down slowly so that this way you could see it. Yeah. Okay. I will stop in there. Let it go. Let's put our. There you go. All right. Nicely done. Okay. Lower radiator hose. All right. So, yeah, where that's our lower radiator hose, and I unplugged our wire piece here. Yeah, yeah. So you have the fans, wire harness, um, fan temp sensor on the radiator. So that's 3 plugs, and they're all on the same wire harness. Yeah, can't confuse them. This is your drain. Yeah, I drained. Close that back. This is capped off. That's capped off, and we pull our lower radiator hose and clamp. Okay, let's bring it back down. Look at this oil leak. Look, yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of cleaning. So you see our bolt there? You cannot get a gun in, but it does use a tool to hold it in place that you could use a breaker bar. Yeah, I'm a strong guy, but I'm not that strong. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's come out and bring the car back down. All right, so we pull the clamp on the lower radiator hose. I don't want coolant all over me. Look at that, bone dry. Bone dry. So let's take, yeah, okay, our radiator is fully drained. I got nothing out of the lower hose, so that's a plus. Look at that, huh? Oh boy. Okay, so let's come over to our upper radiator hose. Yeah. So this guy here, one clamp, not too bad. Two. Okay. Not bad at all. Comes off. All right, we're gonna have to use something on that side there. All right. Rest him to the side here. So now that our hoses are completely off, you have this little rubber guy here that goes into this box from the just twist them upwards. Now you have, let's see, anything else? No, that's it. All right, PB blaster, 12 millimeter there, 12 millimeter here. Now I'm gonna put one of these things here on the lower radiator hose where to close it off. Yeah, nice. 12 millimeter. Mm. Okay. Turn them outwards. Put your bolt back. There you go. Now, pull up. Oh, I forgot our little wire harness. It's on like a little clamp thing over here. Okay. And radiator, you remove. No mess. Nice. Right. So now you have your serpentine belt and the cover. You have all the space in the world now to work. I'm going to bring the car up a little more. Yeah. Okay. How is that? All right. Well, we're going to have to come back down a little more so that you can see the lower half, but yes. Okay. See my finger? There's a belt routing on the side here. Some cars will have it. So our serpentine belt, 14 millimeter, driver side. Before we do that, let's do this. 10 millimeter here, water pump. All right, we're going to pull our serpentine belt. But before we pull our serpentine belt, this guy right here, the water pump, 4 10 millimeter bolts. Yes, I think you want to crack them loose before you take tension off the belt. Okay, so you go like this, head that direction. Okay. Okay. So we remove our serpentine belt. Yes. Now I want to take this cover off so I can get to this here. This is a 5 millimeter stubby. $5 stubby Allen key. There is your inlet pipe right here. Power steering pump is right here. The bolt sits right behind it. That's why I'm using a stubby, because say you want to break it loose, right? So it's either that or remove your power steering pulley, which you can. It's a 17 millimeter. It will come right off. But I have a stubby, and I don't want to confuse the situation by you removing a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, only what is absolutely necessary for us to remove, we shall. All right. So now we have this bolt here. That's one. There's one in the center here, but it's missing. And we have this outer one here. Okay. So this cover should have 3. Yes, but it doesn't. All right. So now you can see your 3 bolts for the tensioner. Okay. So now that's our 3 bolts for the tensioner. They are 12 millimeter. Let's see. Are they really tight? Yeah. 12 millimeter. Okay. All right. All right. Serpentine belt tensioner. Okay. Let's get our 22 and see if we could get this bad boy off. All right. Nice. Tell you, what a stubborn bolt. Okay. So we have our harmonic balancer crank pulley removal. It's pressed on. I need one of these to get this pulley off. Yeah. It has two holes, one on the top, one on the bottom. They're right across from each other. Center them like this. We'll screw it in as far as it possibly can go. Yes. Make sure you have a lot of threads on there. Good. When my catch can is on the bottom, everything falls in there. So you want them just like this. Bolt them in. And center the nut. Okay. Now make sure they're tight and even. Screw in the center where the bolt would go. Just like that. Alright. If you turn it by, you could turn it by hand. It will, I don't know if you see it, but it's moving. 19 with a wrench. So in order to do the water pump, this is your first stage. But a water pump starts here, but it's over here also. Okay, let's just rest that down. We could turn it by hand. Hold the bottom. Okay. See him? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we could spray down some more of this oil. Yeah, these covers is gonna need to be cleaned. Okay. All right. Now, you see this bracket here? 14 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and 14 millimeter. Three of them. Power steering. Now you can use the air gun and remove this so that you could get to the bracket Reason being is right where my finger is, there's a 10 millimeter bolt that sits right there. That's right behind the bracket. Let's get our 14. Okay, our 14 is somewhere on the table here. I'm just not seeing it right now, but yeah, he's on the table here somewhere. Oh no, here he is. All right, let's just break them loose first. All right. Okay. Uh, okay, that's two. And our third guy, full of oil. Yeah, full of oil. All right. Okay. Now we could get to that 10 and we can remove. Okay. Bottom cover, 5 bolts, 10 millimeter. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Now we are exposed. See it? Water pump here. Tensioner from the bottom. Exhaust cam sprocket. Intake. VVT. Yes. Alright. So, let's move our little plate piece here. Yeah. See, it has 4 cutouts. Yeah. Just know that the smooth side goes against the belt. If it has this, faces you. If this faces the belt, you know that's it's gonna cut into it eventually, right? So the smooth side, lip side faces you, away from the belt. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys something. This is a axle socket nut. I put it over there so that it fills up this space here. This way you cannot over tighten this bolt. I'm putting back the crank bolt. Yeah. Because we're gonna need to turn the motor. All right. We don't want to over tighten it and we don't want it to go too far. We just want it where to say that we can. There we go. All right. And that's a 22. Let's line them up. Okay. Now there are timing marks all around this thing. We have a notch here There's a notch here, and there is one on the bottom down here. All right. Okay. I don't know if you can see him, but there is a little slit in the sprocket down below, and there's a little dot right here. Yes. Now I'm not really sure on what cylinder we are on, so I'm gonna go around them twice. Okay, we are coming back up to our number one. Slow. And that's him right there. So this is lined up with this guy. This is lined up with this guy. And the bottom is lined up. This here, yeah, when it's time to reinstall, right, we're going to have to, you prime it to get it to come back to this guy here. Yes. Now, to get the tensioner, it bolts upwards. Yeah. Two 12mm bolts upwards. So I'm going to remove the alternator. I'm replacing the alternator also, but now I have to, so that I can get to the tensioner bolt around the back, and also it's attached to the water pump. Yeah. So let's come over on this side. You see our alternator down there? Right. Okay. So alternator is a 12mm on the wire harness. Yeah. Okay. 14 bottom. Oh yeah. 14 up top. Okay. That was quick. That was very quick. All right. So this is how I kill birds, and our alternator is out. Saturated with oil to the fullest. Yes. Okay. Now we could loosen our tensioner. 12mm. That little piece for the water pump there. We'll get to him. Oh yeah. Tensioner tight. Okay. Now I'm going to use the gun and slowly walk him down. Oh, study's in the way, but okay. little by little. Okay, one of our bolts are down. Now we just want them to relax gently so that the cams don't move. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Okay, let's put our bolt back in here like that. Man, we're gonna need some more. Okay, so now you could take your belt off, be nice and gentle with it. I like to start on the bottom, yeah, so that this way it doesn't, spring back. Just like that. And just take your time and you wiggle it up. Take them off the bottom. There you go. And you just take your time, come up. See this guy here? You see that? Okay. Now I'm not sure on if you caught the tensioner coming down, but the 212s, just take your time, bring it down, slowly, one at a time, and it comes down. You could relax the belt, the tension on the belt, and voila. Now this guy here, you see, he moves, but it only goes but so far. He only could go this way, and he goes this way, and he stops. Yes? Remember that, because when it comes time to line it back up, we're going to need to make sure that happens. So now you have this plate here. Yes? If you look, it's sitting on top of the water pump. Now, if I'm going to be replacing the seals behind here, so I have to remove this. Yes? Okay. You only move just a little bit. So if you... now, just a little bit. Not too much. Right there. Right there. Okay. Yeah. Put him here. Lay him flat. Grab a bolt. Just like that. Now we could get to this guy. This is a 14 millimeter half-inch Allen key. Let's go get that. All right. 14 millimeter Allen key. Hold them by the nozzle. Okay. All right. Now, this is a cap. Yeah. So your Allen key itself is inside here. And that one is going to be, it looks like a 10 millimeter. Yep. 10 millimeter. Okay. So we are switching back over to our 3/8. 10mm Allen key. Hold the nozzle. Uh, uh, Spinner, spinner, spinner. Okay, let's figure this out, Exodus. Let's figure this out. I think I got the right tool to hold them in place. Okay, see my apparatus? Yeah, but I get to hold them still and break the bolt loose. Yeah, so let's take this guy off. Okay, so now he's probably about 2 tooth off, or 1 tooth. This is where he is. Let's see if we could just get a little more right there. Yeah, right there. Okay, pull him off. Yeah. Okay, that's how you take this guy off. Now it's gonna leak a lot of oil because it does have oil. So what we're gonna do is put him on something like this. Yeah. Let's move our plate. 10mm. Now I only recommend doing this job if is it let's say you are replacing these seals. Are they leaking? Yes, they are. I'll show you where. One and two cam seals. All right. All right. I've pulled this one, the exhaust cam seal, but I saved this one here so I could show you. Okay. So that's the 2 seals, and let's spray out. Make sure there is no debris inside. Now there's a little lip on the inside. See him? This little lip piece here. Right? Now, well, this side here doesn't make contact, but just try to push them in where to say that it stays stable. You don't want to use any sharp objects on this. I'm using a mallet and a 1/4 inch socket with a round end. Yes? You don't want to damage the metal that's inside, so you don't want to use a ballpoint hammer. Yeah, just this. Hold him, gently tap him into place. You know, try to make it even. Yeah. You'll hear when it goes into place. It makes like a creaking sound. And you just work your way around slowly but surely. If you have a seal in installer, I guess it would work the same. I've never used one. I've always just put them in like this. Then again, I'm old school, so yeah, I never saw the reason for it. A seal installer. I think I bought one years ago. I must have used it probably 2 times. Okay, and you just tap him until he gets flush. If you notice, I've marked certain areas of the water pump. Those are the bolts that needs to be removed. These 12 millimeter here, right? And there's some on the bottom. There is one that's on the side here, but it's only on a clamp. But let's do this. Okay, so now you have 210s up here, but you also have 210s that runs under this guy here, the exhaust manifold. Yeah, you have 210s that's coming this way. Now my best bet to you is this. Okay, so let's break this guy loose here. 210s. Then now you have 210s on the back side here like this. You don't see them, so thermostat housing, let's remove it. Yeah, all right, we got a little coolant there. Let's move our thermostat. All right. Talk about mess. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, he was getting hot. See it? Look at the gasket. All right. This 12 right here. Okay. To your crank position sensor. Okay. There, 12. This is a Toyota, so I guess it's a 12. Yeah, 12 millimeter. Okay. Get this top bolt first, because we can't see it, so loosen it by hand. It's oily. I don't know, I may have to do a couple parts to this video. I don't think we're going to be able to fit all of it into one. Okay, now that these two are removed, all right, let's grab these two here. So in order to do the water pump, yeah, this is the proper procedure in doing the water pump, thermostat, all of that good stuff. All right, that those two are. Now we could come to the front, and you have one here, One here, one there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, that's our water pump bolts. Did I miss anyone? No, I don't think so. So, see the two studs around the back, thermostat housing. Yeah. Now we're gonna reuse this guy here. All right. Now let's see if we could pop this guy out. Yeah, we're gonna take this guy off, put him on the new pump. Okay. So we're gonna put our water pump back. There's an O-ring here, very, very thin there. So I want it to stay in place. So I'm going to put a little silicone around it. Just like that. Okay. And also for this little pipe here, just gonna put a little silicone up. It uses an O-ring also. Just a little silicone right here. Finger. Wipe off the excess. Yeah, we just want a little finger. Okay. Oh, here he is. Okay. So now here's our water pump. Our thermostat will go here. These two, 12 millimeter, and the 10 up top. So once you get these two into the pipe right here, can you see? Oh, no, you can't. Okay. These two guys right here. All right. And we have an O-ring right here also. O-ring right here. Metal gasket right here. Where are you? Metal gasket right here. Yeah. Okay. So catch those two guys around the back first, and then now you'll be able to position him down. Hmm. one back here. Okay, those guys are hand tight. So these two tins, you want to make sure that's how you get them. Okay. All right. Now we could tighten up our water pump. I suck. I keep losing stuff. Okay. Mhm. Make sure that they're nice and tight. All right. Okay. Feel kind of soft. Okay. Our 12 millimeter on the pipe. Okay. All right. Okay. Our pipe is tight. Can't go in. See it? Head first. If you try it this way, all right. Okay. 12 millimeter for the crank position sensor. Yeah, put that guy right back. There we go. Okay, and that's our water pump thermostat.